All right, joining me now is U.S. Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks. Chief, thanks for being with us here today. Let's start, if we might, with what happened in Portland. Can you tell us a little bit more about this incident that occurred in Portland, where two Venezuelan illegal immigrants got into an altercation with CBP?
So absolutely. So Border Patrol agents were doing targeted enforcement on two known TDA criminal illegal aliens and conducted a traffic stop. They initially stopped, and as we approached and verified that those were our targets, they fled, aiming at an agent, attempting to hit that agent, and that agent discharged his weapon to protect himself and the others. And to no surprise, we've seen, like you said, the ramming incidents continue to increase. And this rhetoric is what's calling it. Ultimately, the vehicle fled. We were able to later locate the vehicle. The two individuals had already been transported to the hospital, and we have warrants for the arrest of both of them and are waiting for their release from the hospital, where they'll be taken into custody by the FBI.
Are you surprised, or what's your reaction then to hear the governor of Oregon, the mayor of Portland, describing this as very similar to something that happened in Minneapolis, or something as part of a national larger trend of threats to the public from ICE and Border Patrol enforcement?
And so, not surprised coming out of Oregon. You know, what's shocking, though, is that the rhetoric that they are putting out, the constant lies that they're putting out to their constituents, saying things like kidnapping, disappearing, it's encouraging these people to continue violating the law. They're actually putting their constituents and their citizens in danger, and this is why you're seeing what you're seeing. These people believe that they're going to be able to assault our agents, get away, and there's going to be no consequence. And so they're literally putting their constituents in danger. I mean, who in their right mind would believe that ramming a law enforcement officer of any type is going to end well?
Yeah, earlier you said, Chief, that rhetoric is causing this. Let's dig into that for a moment more, because not only am I concerned with how you feel about what these politicians are saying, but what you can bring to us uniquely is what you've seen on the streets, as you point out. The way that these people are interacting with you. On one hand, I'm curious how they see your officers. It's clear, it seems, that they see them as not human beings, but as stormtroopers. They see them as villains.
You're exactly right. They see us, as Governor Walz refers to us, you know, Gestapos, kidnappers, murderers, Nazis, thugs. We are trained law enforcement professionals. The United States Border Patrol is well into its 101st year. We've been around for a long time, and never have we seen such violence aimed at us, and it's clearly from the rhetoric. Now, we have those that support us, those that know. You know where you don't see this level of violence from against Border Patrol agents is on the border, because people understand, they know. But as they see us in the interior and they hear this rhetoric, we've said numerous times that if this rhetoric continues, it's going to lead to bloodshed, and it has done just that. And again, for people to come out and call for violence, to call for a fellow law enforcement, I don't want to call her a leader, you know, out of Philadelphia, to say, come get the smoke. I'm sorry, you're encouraging your law enforcement officers to project violence upon federal agents. It doesn't get no more absurd than that.
Let's dig into that just a bit more. Yeah, the sheriff of Philadelphia basically issued a warning to you and ICE and any other federal agency, as far as I can tell, who comes into Philadelphia, that you could end up in an armed standoff with law enforcement in Philadelphia. I don't know how other to interpret, come get this smoke.
So I agree. I interpret it the exact same way, but I will tell you this. The United States Border Patrol will go anywhere in the United States and arrest those that are in this country illegally, and see that they're prosecuted and returned back to their country or deported from this country. And no sheriff of Philadelphia or anywhere else is going to prevent us or intimidate us from doing our job. We will not be intimidated. We have a mission to do. We are going to uphold the law. We are law enforcement officers. We are a very professional law enforcement organization, and we are not going to tolerate that. I'd be real surprised at what I really like to speak to Philadelphia officers and see how they feel about a chief or a sheriff putting them in danger by threatening federal law enforcement officers.
Yeah, 90 seconds left together. Chief, I just want to ask you one more thing about what you see on the streets. Not only does it seem that these people see you as stormtroopers, but they also seem to think that they're going to, as you said, get away with this. And that seems to have been the case with Renee Good in Minneapolis, that you can chase down, that you can block, that you can then flee and run away from law enforcement, and you won't face any consequences.
Imagine that they believe that it is okay to chase down a law enforcement officer, impede, lay hands on her, in other ways interfere. And what would make them believe that? Nobody that understands the law would ever believe that trying to impede a law enforcement officer would end in a good way. But when you've got the constant rhetoric out of the left and the constant, denigration of law enforcement officers, they're empowering them to do that, and they're placing those constituents in deadly situations.
One last question with just a few seconds together left. You said you knew this would lead to bloodshed. Now that it has, are you concerned about where we're headed? This doesn't seem to be a moment where we've come together and set it on the right path. The rhetoric has increased. Are you concerned about what comes next in America?
So I'm very concerned when you've got, like I said, chiefs of police targeting federal law enforcement officers, when you see the doxing, when you see people going to hotels and hotel workers giving up addresses and information on law enforcement. I'm very concerned, but we will not back down. We have a job to do. We took an oath, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country.
All right. Chief, thanks for hanging out with us today. Appreciate your service. Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.